man's eyes up and the woman's down on the lonely starlit road to Bethlehem. Caesar said the tax was due, and Joseph had to pay his due, and to do it had to travel through the land. But the journey that they took that night was known from long before. The prophets all had spoken of the birth of our Savior. A knock at the inn at the edge of town brought the keeper, said, "I'm full around," and he stepped back and began to close the door. But seeing the young man's pride and plight, he said, "Well, you can spend the night in the manger if you don't mind the floor." But the inn was full on purpose, we're told from long before. The prophets all had spoken of the birth of our Savior. Well, he carried his wife in, made her bed, didn't see the star bright overhead as he laid her down to rest upon the straw. On that glorious day in the early morn, the Savior of the world was born, and the animals were the only ones that saw. But the miracle that took place that night was known from long before. The prophets all have spoken of the birth of our Savior. Now the shepherds tending flocks that night, they'd seen the overpowering light of the star hanging in the east afar. They started off to worship him along with 3 of the wisest men, who brought him gifts of incense, gold, and myrrh. But the visitors who saw Christ that night, they'd known from long before. The prophets all had spoken of the birth of our Savior. In a score of years, and 10 and 3, on a hill that's known as Calvary, that same young man was crucified and died. And the things that died along with him was the debt for man's eternal sin, as he paid the price for us to rise on high. But the crucifixion on that day was known from long before. The prophets all had spoken of the death of our Savior. Now it seems the prophets were wise to me. The future they could surely see, and it seems they had a habit of being right. So now is the time to cleanse your sin. Let Jesus Christ come live within. Be ready for the thief in the night. For the prophets all have spoken, it's written in His word. The prophets have made sure we know of the coming of the Lord. For the prophets all have spoken, it's written in His word. The prophets have made sure we know of the coming of our Lord. Watch him now.